Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and children. Terberus here. This is a slightly different video, Kharnage video, because the Kharnage event has started, and that's really fucking awesome. And if you haven't done it, you should do it, because it is lots and lots of fun. I have to apologise. I can only show you one of the 3 games that I played against my opponent because 2 of the replays are broken. Because fuck my life. So I can only apologise. So I was playing Tribune, great player, lots of fun to play against, honourable opponent, you know, great lad. His deck was a lot better than mine, deserved win, but I can show you this one game. These 2 replays don't work because, you know. Boo. So, format, I'll try to make this video reasonably quick. So the format of this game is everyone plays Kharn, and you can have any cards that are legal for Kharn, but you have to play Kharn. Best of 3 for the first few rounds as you get close to the finals becomes best of 5, and the loser plays first in the next round. So it sort of tries to balance out that first turn advantage. So my first pieces of advice would be 1, get rid of any high costing cards. I had way too many high costing cards in this deck. I did not expect how quickly this game type would go. This game is over by turn 4.
Clever move.
Like, it's so good. It's so insane. Also, I tried out training cages. I never time to play them. Like, there's just so much momentum in this game. You literally just have to try and outpace your opponent. So, analysis of the tournament, it's really good. I think Terberus thought through his rules really well. I would be interested to see like an analysis after the event as to how many people who went first in the first round ended up winning their bout. Because one of the difficulties is, let's suggest that the first turn gives you a substantial advantage, which in a lot of cases in Horus Heresy it does. If the loser plays first, it means that the third game will always be played first by the person who went first in the first round. If you have a first turn advantage, that gives you more of a likelihood to win your bout because you have 2 games going first and only 1 going second. Also, if you win your second game, you're through it. So, you know, there's a lot less on you. Like, as you can see, by the way, it's turn 3 and Jesus Christ. So kind of my suggestion might be is if that is the case in future tournaments of this type, have the deciding game as random as to who goes first and second. That is a pro and a con. The pro being is that the loser might not feel that they lost because of the person, you know, the other person went first in the first round. The con is that the loser might feel they lost because, you know, of exactly the same thing, that they were randomly selected to go second in the third. And I think Terberus made a really good point in response to that suggestion, which is that at least this way, you know if you're going to be going second in the final round. And so if you had a second deck, say, that was more defensive, like, I'm not sure if a defensive deck would work in this format if just the momentum's too great, but like, you know, for example, using lots of frontline, perhaps if there are stun mechanics that you can use, you know, potentially, that, you know, it might involve some sort of changes in that fashion. So the big suggestion that I would have for a future, like, you know, Kharn 2, you know, Return of the Kharnage type thing, you know, or Kharnage 2, this time it's personal. If you have enough people, I would strongly suggest a Swiss format, just because for me I think thematically is it would feel more like you're actually in the underbelly of the conqueror, and the sort of the sparring cages. You see the same opponents over and over again, and you begin you learn to know them and love them and hate them and beat the piss out of them. And it builds a bit of a camaraderie, and I think it would allow for a greater enjoyment of the tournament because you'd physically spend more time playing it. Like those 3 games took us about 15 minutes. So for me, my Carnage tournament was 15 minutes. That doesn't matter in a weekly tournament because that's every week. But in something like this, I think a little bit of continuity would be super awesome. So this wasn't the deck I used. This would be, I think, maybe the deck that I would use in hindsight. So steep curve, low cost and stuff. I think I've got one frontline thing just for a bit of slowdown. I've got some heal. Where's it gone? Pie Alpha. But then, lots of fast stuff, buffing, card draw. Fessadian Infantry I might swap out for Void engagement. Like, it's only 10 tactics, which makes me reluctant. But perhaps the 3 damage, in fact, it probably is a better trade-off than the potential 1 damage from Fessadian. Card draw, ping damage, Wrath. I think Wrath went off in the game that I won in the second one. No survivors. I don't know if I'd have time to use it, but I'd be interested to see what it does. Same with Felisian. I don't know if I have time. Like, if a game ends by turn 4, I might get 1 attack out of it. You know what I mean? So it might be worth swapping that out for something else. I think definitely maybe getting rid of one of those things might be right. But yeah, so anyway, I'm sure you'll see better decks than mine as the Carnage tournament progresses. Best of luck to Tribune. I hope that he wins because he took my skull, and I want my skull to be part of the trophy. Anyway, short video. I apologize for the lack of gameplay, but sod's law. What are you gonna do? But do even if it's just with your friends or within your own lodge, give this format a go. It is genuinely, I think, the most fun I've had in a long while. It's ridiculous. It's great fun. Cheers. Bye bye.